Hi everybody, and welcome to video number 8 in my EFT series. And as we are coming up to Christmas, I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of tapping around the stress of Christmas, because Christmas is a joyous time for many of us, but also it brings a lot of stress, and for some people it actually is a very sad time, like those who are on their own, or you know, it could also be a reminder that someone passed away at that time of year, and that's why you associate the sadness with that loss, with Christmas. And so there are all kinds of reasons why people actually do not enjoy Christmas. Well, I've always loved Christmas, and ever since I was a small child, and always looked forward to Christmas from the 1st of January. On the 1st of January I would be at my saddest, because then Christmas would take a long time to wait for, and I was always so excited about it. But nowadays, you see, my husband was not very keen on Christmas, so for him it was a thing, oh, how do we pull through that, and I'm glad when it's all over, and everything else. So the magic of Christmas has gone a little bit for me, but I still love Christmas, and Prague in Christmas, where I come from, is really magic. And yeah, so I will do a little bit of tapping to show you how you can enjoy the spirit of Christmas, looking forward to it, and also to enjoy the things you do, rather than dread them, rather than, oh, you know, this time of year again. Because I was quite shocked, because I saw in one of my friends' posts on Facebook, she said, oh, I'm starting to decorate I'm trying to get ready for Christmas, so I'm decorating my house, my room, and everything else, and who else is in? And loads of people said, oh no, Christmas is cancelled, you know, not having Christmas. And so obviously these people, there was some sadness associated, so we'll all tap on that. So the stress of Christmas, so let's tap on the stress. I've done a video, the very first video I've done that on stress. So basically, think what Christmas brings up for you, feel what is it like for you. And as I said, for a lot of people it is the stress of Christmas, the stress of getting things done on time. So let's step on that. Even though I feel all this stress around Christmas, oh no, this time of year again, so much to be done, all this stress of Christmas, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though there is so much to be done, and I don't know how I'm going to fit everything in, all this stress of Christmas, all this shopping, all the expense of Christmas, because that is actually quite ridiculous, that people get ruined financially for Christmas, and then in the new year they end up with all these debts. So all the cost of Christmas, all the money, all the expensive presents. Also, it's like, oh well, for children there is so much pressure nowadays for parents to buy the most expensive toys, because their children will be comparing with their friends. So there is a lot of pressure nowadays. So all this stress and worry and anxiety of Christmas, shopping, presents, getting things done. But despite all that, I love and accept myself and honor myself anyway. So the stress of Christmas. So we just do the reminder phrase, the stress of Christmas. Christmas is a stressful time of year. The stress of Christmas. So much needs to be done. Will I ever have the time to get it all done? All that stress of Christmas shopping, all that last minute rush, that stress of Christmas. this Christmas stress. So much to be done. I just don't have time to do it all. I feel so stressed up about Christmas. All this stress of Christmas. So take a deep breath in and just feel what is coming up for you now. Again, I always say to people, where do you feel that stress in your body? And tap on that. Also, Christmas is very stressful because we are meeting up with a lot of people, and not all of these people we are very happy to meet. There might be family members we can't stand. But again, it is about us realizing what this stress is about, because other people are our mirrors. And just take a moment and reflect and think, what don't you like in that other person? What is that you don't like about them? Take a deep breath, feel in, what is it you don't like? And now, if I tell you that these qualities are actually your qualities, which actually you don't like about yourself, you'll straight away say, oh no, that's not me. But give it a time. Reflect over it over Christmas, because it actually is very true that whatever you don't like about other people is something to do with yourself. Other people are only triggering you. So if you start to learn more about yourself and love yourself and learn what your triggers are, you might find that those Christmas meetings with family members which you don't like so much might actually start but kind of slowly getting more enjoyable. So let us do another tapping round on all this stress of you being triggered by whatever, you know, parties or you have to go to. There's also the fear of going to parties. You know, how will I look there? That's a bit scary. I don't want to be on my own, and what will people think of me? And of course there is this pressure to look good and to be best, but if we drop this stress, we'll be able to enjoy everything much more, because actually people don't judge us as much as we believe. So, and again, if we believe in ourselves and we are happy with ourselves, then actually we won't get triggered by what other people think or might think, and again it will go back to ourselves. So let's do another tapping round on all the stress of going to social events, parties, and you know, having to be with family members which we don't really enjoy, which we don't like. So let's do a tapping round on that. So even though I've got to go to all these parties, all these work parties and other social parties and gatherings, and I'm really scared and worried, what will people think of me? And I don't like to be with my uncle, great aunt, whatever you are with, just say whoever it is for you, because they always make me upset, and I don't enjoy that. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm not looking forward to all these parties and all these family gatherings around Christmas, all these people trigger me, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel very stressed up or worried in anticipation of me having to go to all these family gatherings, Christmas parties, I try to love and accept myself and honor myself anyway, and accept the way as things are. So all these family gatherings, this Christmas lunch, all these Christmas parties, do I really have to go? That is so much. It's so stressful. My diary is so full, and this is meant to be a relaxing time of year. All the stress of social events around Christmas, all these Christmas parties, Christmas lunch with my family. Do I really have to go? It will just be so silly. I will just be so bored. So take a deep breath and feel what is coming up for you. So Christmas is a time of giving, and it is also a time of receiving the love from other people. And for many years I always really loved giving, but I always found it hard to accept gifts, to the point that my husband didn't really know what to get for me. So he always tried to get something, and he said, oh, you know, he used to say to everyone, oh, Martina is so difficult to get presents for, you know, I don't really know what to get for her. And it makes me feel a little bit sad today, because since he passed away, I have learned really to accept love, because if we are rejecting all that love and we are not able to let love pass through us, then again it's not going to lead to a very harmonious Christmas. So when I go back to my own experience, my granddad died just around Christmas, and my mum was 8 months pregnant with me. I was just about going to be born 1 month later. And it is actually quite incredible to know that already babies in the womb absorb so much. We don't actually start when we are born. We are actually already in the womb, downloading everything from the environment, and the programs are establishing themselves. And in my family there was always a problem with a healthy grieving. The idea was to push it to one side, just put it away, I don't want to know. And that works for a little while, but not for long, because, well, we are trying to push it out of our consciousness, and the more we try to push it out of our consciousness, the more it is there. And so for me, I know that it certainly did not help me that my mum said to herself, oh, I must make sure that this baby is happy, healthy, and I must not grieve. But in actual fact, she was putting the grief on me. But I love Christmas nevertheless, but I hate when Christmas is over. I hate when it goes. And these last 5 years, I've always been ill I always got ill when Christmas finished. It would be very strange, you know, it was just like on the same day each year. I think it's 8th of January, every day for the last 5 years I got very ill. And so for me, I'm trying to think, well, what is it around this time of year that, you know, I get always triggered by, that I get ill and everything else. And I still have not found the clue as to what it is, but I'm thinking, I'm tuning in to myself, and, you know, I'm listening to whatever my soul is trying to tell me. And, you know, like for any of you, it's good to go back to that first kind of experience, where it's coming from, and then you can tap on it. I mean, you know, like one funny thing I can tell you is my mum or my grandma would tell me off today, and they would say, oh well, it's December, it's cold, you'll catch a cold if you are here just in a t-shirt or in a summer dress or whatever. And so, you know, I've always been very anxious, you know, always, oh, I'll be ill, you know, and everything else. And the funniest thing is that my mother is a scientist, yet she believes in all this. She will always say to me, oh, you'll catch a cold if you are in a, you know, if you don't dress up. And as a scientist, she should know that actually it's not the cold which is causing the cold, that it'll be a virus which I would have picked up from somebody else. It certainly would not be the cold. It obviously contributes to it, but it's actually not the cause of me getting cold or getting ill. And so it is very interesting that even though, you know, she knows and her brain would tell her, especially as she's a scientist, that no, cold is actually not causing illness, she still believes that. And it's quite funny how many things we download from our early environment and we make them kind of come true and believe in them, and that is how we continue running our lives. I mean, it's like phobias. My mum used to have a phobia to earwig, and even though she knew that there is nothing she should be so scared about, she would always scream when seeing an earwig. I managed to help her get rid of this phobia to earwigs with hypnotherapy, and it was so funny because my sister and her husband would say, oh, what happened? She can even pick up an earwig now. So it is this association we make in early childhood. And I think what happened to my mum was that something unfortunate happened when she saw an earwig, and also I think she got very ill, and this kind of association she would always have for the rest of her life, and the brain would always try to protect her. And this is what we are doing all the time with stress and Christmas stress and everything else. You know, we rather continue to be in this state than in a state of love. So the purpose of today's video is to help you enjoy a happy and harmonious Christmas. So if you tap on the negatives and clear the negatives, it actually is good to wrap up the tapping session with tapping on something positive. So I will just tap on something positive like harmonious Christmas, loving Christmas, all the love of Christmas, or the goodwill. It's funny because I couldn't remember this particular word. I asked my son, what is this word? And it was goodwill, and I wanted to talk about it, and I completely forgot, and now it just came to my mind. So, you know, obviously I wasn't present to be able to hear that good word of goodwill at that time. Now, after I've cleared the negatives, it just came to me. It is goodwill. And it is a time of year when, you know, people are really suddenly very kind to each other. And this was always my wish. I always wished, oh, I wish people would be so nice to each other all year round. I was, oh, the minute Christmas goes, people are, you know, they don't care again. And it would be lovely if we all were, you know, all year round, happy, loving and giving. And so so let's just tap to round it up at the end. Let's just tap on this happiness, you know, like it's so beautiful to see children opening the presents and the laugh and, you know, the enjoyment, and they don't have any judgments here. They just enjoy the beauty of it, and, you know, their excited faces, you know, how they can't wait till the morning, you know, or in Prague, in Europe, it would be till Christmas Eve. So I always say, oh, children in the UK, they've got to, or in America, they've got to wait one day longer, or the night. It's so hard on them. So let's tap on the goodwill, this goodwill of Christmas, the goodwill, the sparkling bright lights, the giving atmosphere, all that love of Christmas. The smile on children's faces. And also at Christmas, a lot of people care more about the less fortunate, homeless and everything else. So let's all help out, because, you know, it wasn't their choice, and it's nice to show that we are caring, loving people, that we all love each other no matter what, that there is no judgment, that there is love for them, love for us all, this harmony of Christmas. I I was so excited about Christmas that actually I left some of my Christmas decorations all year round. Well, there was one tinsel, and there were also some cards which I had from family and friends, and one of my friends said, "Oh, do you always do that?" Only a friend I made this year, she said to me, "Why do you have the Christmas cards all over? Is that for years and years?" And I said, "No, I always used to put them down, especially my husband always wanted everything done by 6th of January. But I said, well, you know, I wanted to leave it on this year, the cards on the line by the window, because I wanted to remind myself of all the goodwill of Christmas, and I don't want to have it just at Christmas. I want it to have all year round. So I don't mind if people say, oh well, you shouldn't have Christmas cards on, it's bad luck or whatever, because I do what is right for me, and that's okay if it's not for everyone else, you know, that's fine. And so yeah, so Advent is starting, I think, tomorrow. I mean, I think it is. So 4 weeks till Christmas. Yeah, less than now. Yeah, so happy Advent and enjoy it. I mean, I remember when I was small, I had to fill in, went to church, and there we were given a cross, and on that cross we were filling in 5 squares. If we had, for every good deed we did, we filled in one of the squares. And I remember I cheated a little bit. I didn't always do 5 good deeds every day, but most of the time, again, I wanted to show I'm a good girl. Maybe I wasn't always. But yeah, it is good to do good things for others and think about it, meditate, you know, at the end of the day, you know, what was the day about? You know, have I brought sunshine, you know, a smile into someone else's life? And so, okay, happy Christmas to everyone, happy Advent, and till my next video, bye for now.